Traffic lights. So many different kinds. But what do they all do? Most would say that they regulate traffic or ensure safety between drivers. But me personally, I would argue that all traffic lights do is single-handedly increase the amount of time it takes to get from point A to point B.
Hi, I'm Trevor Phillips, a current senior at Golden High School who's always been interested in the engineering process and working with my hands. And I believe that traffic lights are not only super inefficient, but the timer-based system that's used to control them needs to be changed. Let me explain.
According to the NACTO, depending on the drive, people spend roughly 20% of their driving time waiting at stoplights. This in return has led to 55.8% of Americans to admit to running red lights and roughly 3.5 billion gallons of gas each year being wasted due to waiting at stoplights. For something that's supposed to regulate traffic, these don't sound like good numbers, which is why the stoplight system needs to be reworked.
So how does this affect you? Well, the last clip that just played was a sped up version of the drive that I take to get from home to school every day.
And if we look at this clip, in total the drive was about 14 minutes long, and during those 14 minutes, I was stuck waiting at a stoplight 4 different times. So in total, I spent about 2 minutes waiting at traffic lights, which means roughly 15% of my drive from home to school was spent wasting time, gas, and money.
And I'm sure, in some way, the drives that you take to get from home to school or work or wherever can relate.
So what do I plan to do?
Well, in order to fix the inefficiencies of traffic lights, I plan to rework the timer-based system that is used to control them by creating some sort of program that doesn't exclusively rely on timers.
So with the use of code.org, I coded an app with 1,500 lines of code, and more to come, that houses the algorithm that I created to simulate a traffic intersection without the use of any timers, instead basing its data off of the amount of cars in each lane. And since I don't have the ability to physically test that algorithm with a real traffic intersection that has real car data, I coded an entire user interface that allows a user to enter in all the necessary data that would be needed to simulate an intersection using my new algorithm, rather than the current one. So with the help of my mentor, a traffic engineer, I created an online simulation of 4 different intersections in my hometown using Synchro, and collected real-time traffic data of myself driving through those 4 intersections in real life as well. This way I would be able to test and see how quickly a car is able to drive through those 4 intersections in real life, simulated online in Synchro, and simulated using my coded algorithm during the morning, afternoon, and midnight hours to see which one is quicker, ultimately giving me a surefire way to tell which algorithm is more efficient when compared to each other at different times during the day, mine or the current one.